Hello Crafty friend, it's Justine. I hope you're doing so well. Today I'm going to be making a couple cards with the Big Love, which is the stamp set of the month for December. So it's a huge sentiment that is so fun. It does have a coordinating die set if you want to pick that up. You're going to have to get the coordinating die that goes with Big Love. Alright, I wanted to make kind of a traditional Valentine style card and then kind of a masculine card as well. Just because I know a lot of times I do a lot of girly stuff and I thought why not do something that's just a little masculine and fun. So I have an ink background here. I did that with Twisted Citron around the outside and then I took Salty Ocean and just kind of blended that all together. So that's my background, and then I wanted to use the leaf, well the leaf sprigs here, and make kind of a fun background with those and some black ink. So I wanted those to kind of go around the edge, kind of like it was a little, I don't know, like a forest that it's popping out of. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of leave it here as I go around the edge. And I will have some on my glass mat, but I'll just have to clean that up in a bit. So far, so good. Just add a couple little sprigs, and then I'll use the other bigger one soon. Oh boy, I'll have to double stamp. That wasn't terrible. Sometimes I'm not the best double stamper, just being frank here. But gotta make it work sometimes. Anytime I'm doing something like this, I think it's very important to make sure that you move the stamp around just so it doesn't look like you're using the exact same stamp every single time. So it's just a little tip for you. Hopefully this works out okay. I'm so used to using my Misty that the stamp block is a little tricky for me, but that's fine. Alright, I'll clean up my little ink block here and then pop on the other one. I do love how fun and bold this sentiment is. It is a very chunky one, and I love the scripty word that is on here, the love. I think that is super unique and something kind of fun and different for Spellbinders to have in their stash, in their stock here. This is turning out just like I thought it would, so I'm fairly happy with these results here. I think I will end up with some ink on the back of this card from moving it around a little bit, but you know what? It's okay. If you're stamping, there's bound to be ink in some places where you weren't originally expecting, because ink just finds a way. It's kind of like glitter in that way. This is a low materials kind of design. Just one stamp set, and I'm making a fun card. Oh, that is looking really cool. All right, I'm just gonna clean up my little work area here and we'll continue. Before I keep working on this one, I'm just gonna let the ink dry on that a little bit. I did use the VersaFine ink on there, which is technically for heat embossing, so it is a sticky and very wet ink. We'll just let it sit for now. But take a look at this paper. This was with the embossing folder of the month. This was the 3D one. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's a double A2 size panel card embossing folder. So there's this one that has the hearts with the flowers, and then there is this big heart with kind of a quilted background of hearts. It is a really fun one to have in my stash, and I'm going to try to do some coloring on this one on a different video, so I'm really excited about that. But let's just start with getting this onto my bright red card base. The paper that I'm gluing right now is the mahogany color from Spellbinders. I've been loving it. It was so perfect to use this paper for my wine card that I posted on my channel a few days ago. I think it was maybe yesterday. But I just really love the color of this. It's just gorgeous. Okay, and then we have the love sentiment. So I wanted to stick some of these little sprigs behind the love. So I'm going to place those on first before the love. I really should just put it onto the sprig itself, but now I kind of lost my placement, so we're just going to hope for the best. Per the usual. Now for this love, this is so fun to die cut out. I love that they die cut out all the big areas, so it is kind of just a standalone stamp as it is. And then there's also some other fun sentiments to add on there. I decided just to leave some of these kind of blank, but there is nice to have some of these other sentiments too. I might pop a sentiment on at the end. I don't know. I just couldn't decide. So I figured I'd wait until I started filming and playing around with things before I stamped any sentiment or kind of got going. The ink that I used for stamping out these red hearts and the red leaves were the Bee Sting from Simon Hurley, and it's just a regular ink, but the color is really fun and perfect for little hearts. And I think I will add a sentiment in the middle of this love here, so we'll have to finish this one in just a couple minutes. But I feel like I'm kind of jumping back and forth here between these two cards, but that's okay. All right, so I do have some ink on the back, and this ink is a little bit wet still, so I'm just gonna have to be cautious with that when I am putting it on my black paper. Totally fine. I'll use a little bit of some liquid glue, just a little, not too much, otherwise it does warp the paper, but I used a really high quality cardstock on this background, so I'm not too concerned about it warping or showing the glue lines at all. So far so good. I'm loving how these are turning out, but I do want to add the skinny sentiments because why not? They're in the stamp set and I might as well. Just grab some white paper that I have here and let's pick a sentiment. Love. I think Be My Valentine would be a good one for this one, and I think just a simple U would be cute on that one. Could I fit it on the bottom? Okay, I'm doing this. I know this could probably ruin the whole card, but I'm just gonna try it because why not? It's almost the end of the year. Let's do some bold things here before the end of the year. Some of you are probably screaming at me through the YouTube and saying, use your Misty, what are you doing? Yeah, it's too late. It's too late, people. I'm doing it. Maybe it will work. It worked. Yay. That is like very my style. It's very kind of like cutesy in a little way, but not too bold. Okay. Okay, I'm so glad that worked out. Okay. How many times do I need to say okay before I move on? Moving along. For my red card, I'm going to do Be My Valentine, like I said. So I'm going to quick stamp that out. I think I'm going to use my other ink that's not so sticky, probably my Memento Black, because it just is one of my go-to inks. And put my sentiment on this white paper. And I try to line it up with the corner just to make it easier for die cutting. Oh, wait a minute, there's a coordinating die for this. Okay, well, I'll show you how to do it in both ways because I think that's kind of fun. That one I can just do random. So, it was a little bit of a waste of paper, but that's okay. For die cutting out sentiments like this, I could take my paper trimmer like this with my one on the edge and cut this skinny strip with ease, And then take my scissors and just trim the edge like this. That took barely any time. Or I can take this sentiment here. I'm just gonna cut it down because I'm gonna use my sidekick and die cut it. So even though I didn't even stamp this straight, I did that on purpose so you could kind of see what it will look like with the die. So the coordinating dies, we'll just give you a little peek here. We have the big love one. There's a coordinating die for these sprigs, all 3 hearts, and then a sentiment strip. Haha, there it is. So we're gonna use that for cutting out the Be My Valentine. And I'm gonna use my sidekick, which I just love. Oh boy, just throwing things around. I just picked up new plates. They look so pretty and shiny, don't they? So for this, I'm just going to line up my sentiment into the rectangle like this. And they make them extra long, so they're gonna fit the longest sentiment, which is, I'm pretty sure, Happy Valentine's Day on this stamp set. So I'll just run it through real quick. And my sentiment will be all cut out. Stuck on the tape there a little. And then I can trim again, either with my scissors, which is what I'm gonna do because it's the easiest way, or you can take that die and just use the corner. I'll show you how to do it, but I'm not going to do it because, like I said, it's easier with scissors. But you can take this die, line it up with where you want it to be cut, and then run it through again. Or grab your scissors and give it a little snip. You just have to cut straight-ish. All right, so I have Be My Valentine. That's gonna go right in the middle, and we'll just add that with some liquid glue. Or should we use foam? Let's use foam. I've been trying to use up some of my foam squares from Dollar Tree before I go and spend money on nicer foam squares. These do get the job done, so they're all right, but they are definitely not my favorite foam square just for usability. They're just a little bit more fussy than some nicer foam squares that I've picked up or been given in the past. So we'll just pop those on. I hope you're doing well. I know that in December I'm probably not going to have a whole bunch of videos just because of Christmas and my job, my actual job, which is being a teacher, does take priority to my YouTube channel. So just so you know, I won't be missing in action or anything. I'm totally fine. I'm just a busy beaver this Christmas time. So just so you know, I won't be having a whole bunch of videos around the Christmas time day or week, but I will be coming back at it in January. So I'll have a little couple videos here. I do have a house mouse video that's coming up soon. So there's that, but just know I'm fine. I'm just focusing on work and also being a teacher. So in December, we have some big things that go on. First, we celebrate St. Nicholas Feast Day, which is December 6th. So that's kind of a big deal at school. And then we also have a Christmas program where the kids perform skits and songs for the parents. It's a huge thing and it's super fun. So that's coming up. And then, which is a lot of work, by the way, but very enjoyable. And then we also have something called the Christmas Store, where my classroom, the kindergarten room, gets turned into an actual store where the kids can use play money to practice money skills, but also buy presents for their siblings and parents and family members. So it's kind of like an all hands on deck situation at school. So I'm a little busy with that, but don't worry, I will not leave you hanging for cards. So I hope you love these two cards. Let me know which one you like best in the comments. And I hope you have a really lovely day. We'll see you next time. Bye, crafty friend.